nothing but dirty looks.
I was not notified.
Yeah, well, I don't believe that. There's no question you knew that they had had a major blow-up. Don't look at him.
Judge Judy.
You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Scheindlin. This is Judge Judy.
Janet King is suing her ex-husband, Paul King, for breaching their agreement to help their son pay his rent.
Order, all rise. It's case number 4 on the calendar in the matter of King versus King.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat, please.
Miss King, you and Mr. King have been divorced, according to what I read, for over 20 years.
Yes.
And you have grown children.
Yes.
One of your children ran into some financial difficulty.
Yes.
I gather that's not an unusual occurrence for this particular child.
He got hurt at work and was on disability, and yeah.
And is he married?
He is.
And his wife is pregnant.
She is.
They were unable to pay their rent.
Exactly.
And some bills. So you contacted, according to what I read...
Contacted my mom and asked my mom for help.
Okay, this is your son?
Yes.
That's your mother?
Yes.
So, to speed things up, he asked your mom for help, your mom called you?
Called Paul.
Called his father?
His dad, yeah.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
So your former mother-in-law called you and said, what's your son's name?
Ryan.
Ryan is in some difficulty.
Yes.
On what date was that? Do you remember, Mr. King?
It's close to these text messages. I believe it was like maybe Thursday, the 11th of April.
Do you remember what date it was that you called?
My daughter just reminded me it was the 12th.
Friday.
Okay. And what did you say when your former mother-in-law called you?
Well, she originally suggested splitting it 4 ways between my mom and me and Janet and her.
How much was your son looking for?
His rent, I think, is $1,700. I think half of it was $877, according to Janet's record. So.
Okay. So your former mother-in-law wanted you to come up with $877, either between you and your mother. She was going to kick in some money with her daughter, I assume. And that was on the 12th.
Correct.
And what did you tell her?
I kind of reluctantly agreed.
Did you agree on the 12th, is my question.
I did.
And then what happened, Mr. King?
Following, there was a text string that started.
Do you have that?
Yes.
I'd like to take a look at it. Because this is what it is alleged. It is alleged that based upon your agreement to pay the $877, your former wife paid the whole amount of rent, and then it is alleged that you and your son had a falling out and you changed your mind about paying.
Right.
So the whole issue is whether or not your former wife, Mrs. King, paid your son's rent before or after you advised her that you changed your mind. Because you understand, once you have an agreement with her and she acts on that agreement, then you're bound.
Correct.
But if she had not acted on that agreement and paid the money, and if you notify her before that you've changed your mind, she had an opportunity to back out and say, I'm just going to give you $877. Do you understand?
Yes.
Great.
Sorry for some of the language in there.
I'm not looking for the emails. You had an argument with your son on the same date, Friday, April 12th, that's what this says, at 5:45 in the p.m. is when the email chain started with your son.
You're on your own. I'm not going to pay into it.
Okay. Well, was this to Janet?
Yes.
And this says, you and your mom. How do I know this was to Janet? It says, you and your mom will have to figure out what you're going to do or not do for Ryan.
Does it show?
Oh, you and your mom.
Right.
I got you and your... This is to Janet.
Right.
You and your mom.
Right.
Are going to have to figure out what you're going to do or not do for Ryan. I'm not doing any more. I'm out. So this was at 6:44 in the p.m. on Friday, April 12th.
Correct.
Okay. Now, Miss King,
Yes.
what you have to do is show me the date and time that you transferred the money from you and your mother to your son. The date and the time you transfer the money between you, your mother, and your son. And if you don't have that, you have no case.
The money from the bank?
Yes.
Well,
Unless what you're telling me is that you transfer the money to your son.
No, I didn't.
After or before you received your former husband's text.
I never received a text saying that he was out. Never once, because I was blocked. Phone, he blocked Ryan's phone, and he blocked my mom's phone.
Not before he sent this. Listen to me.
I don't have that because it didn't go through. Ryan paid it with my debit card on a app, renter's app.
Just show
I don't
everybody.
have that.
Just a second.
Okay.
What you're going to have to do is everybody keeps records, everybody, of the date and the time of a transfer, including apps.
I have. There it is, and if she could just slide like that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bert, I'm not touching it. Do you understand that I'm not touching it? Well,
It has the date, but it does not show the time.
could you scroll over there?
That's the second page.
Oh, the check was returned to you.
It was. I'm sorry.
Just a second. It was returned for insufficient funds with a check charge of $25. Is that correct?
It is.
Okay. And that was done on April the 18th.
Yes.
Don't move with that thing. So now the check was returned on April 18th, and your son did not get the money on the 18th.
True.
Is that correct?
Correct.
And the money was resent, notified on the 12th that your former husband, yes, you were.
I
You were
was not notified.
Yeah, well, I don't believe that. Let's start out with that. You were notified. Either he has a text, but you were either notified by your son, by your mother. Between the 12th and the 18th, there isn't a question in my mind that you were notified that your former husband was not, don't look at him, was not going to contribute towards this rent. There's no question in my mind about this. You were in discussion with your son because your son must have called you and said to you, your check bounced at some point on the 18th. Well, if your check bounced, then you had to have some sort of a discussion with him, which was, I had a big fight with my father. He blocked me from his phone. All right, well, that would be a ding-a-ling. Then you would have to say...
But that didn't happen. Ryan did not have a conversation with his dad. I mean, his dad blocked me and blocked him and blocked my mother's phone.
That would
He
have...
never sent me that text,
Mrs. King,
and
that
he
would,
never
Mrs.
told
King,
me.
Miss King.
Paul, you're going to tell her that you blocked me and you did
No,
not get that
just a
text?
second.
He's lying. Is it funny?
There is no question, and he blocked your mother. There's no question in your mind that that happened. There's also no question in your mind that you knew by the 18th, when your check was returned for insufficient funds, that your former husband, you knew by the 18th, when you reissued the check, if you ever did your mother reissue a check?
Yes, ma'am.
On what date?
The 18th.
There's no question between the 12th and the 18th, you knew that they had had a major blow-up. Is that a fair statement?
Correct.
That's a fair statement.
Correct.
The same
Don't
day.
speak to him. Listen, don't speak to him. Stand up. Did your father ever co-sign for a car for you?
Yes, ma'am.
When?
I don't know the exact date. It
Give
was
me a
probably
year.
2 years ago.
Give me a year.
2 years ago.
How old are you?
I'm 34.
34 years old, and you needed your father to co-sign for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. And when he co-signed for you, that meant that you were going to pay for the car.
Correct.
He was just co-signing because you had bad credit.
Correct.
Did you end up paying for the car?
He paid.
Just a second. That's either a yes or a no.
I made payments on the car, correct.
No. Did you pay for the car?
I made payments for the car.
Who else made payments for the car?
He made a large payment.
And how much was a large payment?
Without my knowledge, he
No,
made.
just
I
a
don't know what the total of the payment was.
Well, you had to have owed a lot of money.
It was about...
Just a second.
Okay.
Let's play.
Yep.
Not yup. That's a yes.
Yes, ma'am.
You had to have owed a lot of money on the car for your father to have made a large payment. And if what you're telling me is I don't know how much it is, then you're more irresponsible than your mother thinks you are.
Okay.
You got it?
Yes, ma'am.
You're 34 years old.
Yeah.
You have a child on the way?
Yes, ma'am.
You have any more children?
No.
Just one?
Yes, ma'am.
On the way. So you're responsible enough to have a child. Then you should be responsible enough to know how much your father paid off on a car that he just co-signed for because you had bad credit.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
He just did it because you would be without a car, and he would be without credit.
The car was not in risk of being taken away.
Well, then he just made you a gift? Is that what you're telling me?
That's the way it seemed to me.
Well, then he's a really nice guy.
And later today,
I yanked the little dog out of its mouth, and she kind of fell back down, and he decided to eat her up some more. And so I finally yanked her up, and she flew into my arms.
Miss Urell, it's not what you say in your complaint.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Janet King says ex-husband Paul King reached during a time of need.
Now, how much was a large payment? How much?
$7,000.
So your father paid off $7,000, and he paid off $7,000 in about what year?
2018.
Is that because you asked him?
No.
He just did it because you would be without a car, and he would be without credit.
The car was not in risk of being taken away.
Well, then he just made you a gift? Is that what you're telling me?
That's
you want me to...
That's the way it seemed to me, yes, ma'am.
Well, then he's a really nice guy.
I would not argue that.
Just a second, that he's a really nice guy.
Not
he paid
arguing.
off $7,000 to his 33-year-old son of a car that you were supposed to pay off. Then it sounds like he's a really nice guy.
Not arguing that.
Great. I'm glad you're not arguing that. Now you can sit down. Just want to let you know I'm not sympathetic. Your case is dismissed. We're done. So's your counterclaim. That's silly.
Parties are excused. You may step
I
out.
hope everybody's happy.
He did not send me a text message saying he was not going to pay.
Just got to evaluate things as they come along.
He's a liar, and I have nothing to say to him.
I love him. I only wish the best for him.
I will not ever go and ask him anything in the future.
And now, the next case.
All parties in the matter of Urell versus Davis. Step forward.
Marlene Urell is suing William Davis for vet bills and attacked her Pomeranian.
Miss Urell, I don't know exactly what you're suing for. It's your claim that the defendant's dog bit your dog. You took the dog to the vet. The vet said your dog required certain treatment. You didn't have the money for the treatment. There was some sort of an arrangement reached with the vet that if you surrendered the dog would be treated as a rescue, which is how you got the dog, as a rescue, and that they would do the surgery. Before I even get to the substantive part of who initiated this biting, did you pay any vet bill?
Yes, I did.
I'd like to see what you paid and proof that you paid it.
May I approach, or?
No, give it to Berg.
Thank you.
What was the date of this alleged incident with the defendant's dog?
It was February 9th, 2019, at about 4:40 p.m.
Okay. So the first time you took the dog to the vet was 2 days later.
Yes.
This says that on the 11th, the dog was euthanized.
I took the dog to the veterinarian.
I'm just reading you what $125 for that. And then it says refund Visa or MasterCard.
Yes.
Explain that to me.
The veterinarian, I took her into the veterinarian after she had survived the dog attack, but she was not walking. I took her to the veterinarian, and they said...
Don't tell me what they said.
Okay.
Just tell me what this is. Was the dog euthanized or not?
No, the dog was not euthanized.
Then this was reversed, so you didn't pay this.
Correct. I was refunded $125.
I only want you to tell me what you paid to the vet.
There was $88. It's on there. And there was also a $3 body disposal fee, which I was not refunded. But I was refunded the $125 because I couldn't, So I paid $88 for an urgent care and $3 for body disposal, but I was refunded $125 euthanasia.
I want you to show me from your Visa bill how much you actually paid the vet. I asked you, how much did you pay the vet? You sent me up these two bills. That's not true. You didn't pay the vet this money because it was refunded.
There should be 2 pages there.
I have 2 pages.
Okay.
You gave me both pages of money that you say you paid.
So the first...
And the first one you didn't pay because the dog wasn't euthanized.
I did
asked
pay it, but they refunded it.
how much you paid the vet.
I paid the vet $91.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
February 9th, I took Spitzy outside. We were in a common area of my complex, sitting on a bench, not standing outside, not looking at the rain. You and your dog were, according to you, were sitting on a bench.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Marlene Urell says William Davis's unleashed dog attacked and mauled her Pomeranian.
Now, I'm ready to hear the story.
Okay, on February 9th, 2019, which was a Saturday, it had finally stopped raining where I live, and so my dog wanted to go for a walk. And she looked out the window and did her dance, just took her out for a walk.
Just tell me,
Okay.
your dog wanted to go out for a walk. You had gotten the dog a year before as a rescue, correct?
Correct.
And you took the dog out, and?
And we stood in front of my place about 6 feet from the stairs, and she was about 5 feet in front of me. When we were just standing there, you know, she didn't want to walk. She just wanted to enjoy, no rain, and I did too, and we were just standing there. And all of a sudden, out of the corner of my yellow, scrabbling and crawling at the floor, and the next thing I knew, I didn't even see what happened. There was this dog, a yellow lab mix, and it was eating my little dog. And my little dog turned up and looked at me, and her little face was turned down so horribly. And I didn't even know what to do. I didn't even know what was going on in this place where there is never anyone about or anything. And I was all completely alone until then. And I started to scream and scream and scream. And I guess the dog just kind of looked at me, and then I yanked the little dog out of its mouth, and she kind of fell back down, and he decided to eat her up some more, so he was chewing her belly, and so I finally yanked her up, and she flew into my arms.
Okay,
and
it's not what you say, Miss Urell. It's not what you say in your complaint. The story that you just told me is not what you swore to in your complaint. I'm just telling you that.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Want justice? Go to judgejudy.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
Now, February 9th, I took Spitzy outside. We were in a common area of my complex, sitting on a bench. That's the first paragraph of what you told me. Not standing outside, not looking around, not looking at the rain. You were outside in a common area. You were sitting on a bench.
You know what? Sometimes I would sit there, you know, with the dog, but I kind of thank God that I was not sitting there that day.
You want to tell me your version of what happened, Mr. Davis?
Yes, Your Honor. There is no bench in that common area, for the record. So what happened was her dog and she were there in the common area. I was around the corner playing with my dog. Her dog was barking, so my dog runs around the corner. I recall her, call her, she didn't come back. So
I want you, don't speak.
So I ran after my dog and come around to her dog biting my dog and my dog retaliating. And basically it's an 80-pound lab and a 10-pound Pomeranian. Didn't go very well for the little dog, and you know, it's not good. But that's what happened.
Yeah, you have to pay a vet bill.
Yes, I will gladly pay her vet bill.
Which she paid $91 for.
Yep.
You have to pay not $5,000, which is what she wants, but you have to pay her vet bill.
Yes.
Did you offer to pay her vet bill?
On numerous occasions.
And what did she say when you offered to pay her vet bill?
She said I owe her more than the $91 I owe her for her adoption fees and her vaccination costs.
$91. Judgment for the plaintiff. We're done. Thank you very much.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
I'm still amazed that people can lie in court and get away with it.
She has a history of suing people in our complex. This is what she does.
She would do bear dances.
2 or 3 days later.
She would say things like, go out, love you.
Thankfully, the rescue adopted the dog, paid for the surgery, and somebody else owns it now.
The defendants caused a substantial amount of damage to your home.
They vanished into thin air,
They disappeared. They didn't leave any forwarding address.
but turned up thick with excuses.
We had the carpets cleaned before we left.
You should have done a walkthrough.
I have proof that he refused to do it.
So either you are smart-looking people who are really stupid, or your story is full of baloney.
Judge Judy.
You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Scheindlin. This is Judge Judy.
Sylvia Meek is suing her former tenants, Raymond and Miranda Rowland, for causing severe damage to her rental home.
Order. All rise. It's case number 30 on the calendar in the matter of Meek versus Rowland.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties has been sworn in. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat.
Ms. Meek, the defendants were tenants of yours.
Yes,
They had a
ma'am.
one-year lease.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you had some difficulty with each other during the lease a month early, and you had an attorney who tried to make an appointment for a walkthrough, a final walkthrough, which you never attended. Now it is your claim that the defendants caused a substantial amount of damage to your home.
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, in excess of this court's maximum. The Rowlands claimed that they did not cause any damage to your home. On what date did you move out?
January 31st.
January 31st, 2019.
No, 2018.
2018?
Correct.
Yes.
Your Honor.
It's been over a year.
I would like to see photographs of the house when they moved in, and I assume you moved in on or about January or February of 2017.
March of
March.
2017.
Do you have photographs of the house when you moved in?
We do not, Your Honor, because...
You do not?
Correct.
Okay, because you didn't. Do you have photographs of the house in
Yes, Your Honor.
March of 2017?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'd like to look at them. Thank you. These pictures are date stamped March 18th, 2017. Why don't you take a look at them? Pictures are date stamped March 18th. Is that when you moved in?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so those pictures are a fair and accurate representation of what the carpets and the floors looked like at the time that you moved in.
It's hard to see some of the details of things that were there.
I see.
You can see lots of
I
stains
see
on the
that
carpet
I see the carpets. The house is in reasonable order. March 18th, 2017. Now I would like to see the same pictures on the day they moved out on January 31st, 2018. Well, these aren't date stamped.
No, Your Honor, because I took them with my phone, but they don't have a date.
Well, they're not responsible for this.
For what, Your Honor?
They're not responsible for this.
They had 2 dogs, Your Honor. The deck was perfectly clean, and I had it painted
sorry,
before.
Your Honor.
I don't want you to speak.
Okay.
I didn't ask you anything.
I had the deck painted before they moved in, Your Honor.
Oh, yeah.
Just a second. I can't see that the deck was painted.
It was not painted before, Your Honor.
I can't tell that this deck was painted. It's blue.
It was blue.
Just a second. Well, I see that it's blue, but it doesn't look freshly painted blue.
It wasn't, Your Honor.
Actually, it doesn't look freshly.
Not
I can't see. It's
freshly,
too far away.
but-
There's a difference between having paint on it and being freshly painted. It doesn't look freshly painted
No,
to me,
not
even
freshly
in your
painted.
before pictures. That's all I'm saying to you.
Okay.
I'd like you to tell me what this square is that's out of the carpet. Do you know?
Our dog locked himself into our daughter's room, and he tore the carpet next to the door trying to get out.
Okay, then you have to replace the carpet.
And that's what the pet fee would be covered.
No. You have a $500 pet deposit.
Pet deposit. That's what that
Your Honor,
comes
it wasn't a deposit.
I don't speak.
Sorry.
That doesn't cover putting in all new carpet.
It was a 12 by 12 room, Your Honor.
It doesn't cover putting in a whole new room of carpet.
It does, Your Honor. I'm a residential contractor. I build houses, kitchens and baths, remodels, and everything else. For a 12 by 12 room, that carpet was absolutely replaceable with $500 or less.
Show me the bill to replace that carpet.
Yes,
Just
Your Honor.
that
They're going to pay that bill.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did they use their last month's rent as security deposit, or when was the last time they paid rent?
December.
Is that correct?
It is correct, and when she hired
So
us,
you lived there until January 31st, and you did not pay January's rent.
correct, based on the contract that we signed, we had that at liberty.
What?
It was in the contract that we signed that we could use that deposit for a final.
That's what you did.
That's what we did.
Great. Then you make it your business to do a walkthrough.
I would have
All
done the
know-
walkthrough after we moved out.
Listen to me.
And she didn't.
Listen to me very carefully. You have to replace the carpet. Because you say, I could do it for less money, doesn't mean she has to do it for less money. So all I want to tell you is you're going to be responsible for whatever it is that she did to replace the carpet.
And I have no problem with that coming out of the $500
Great.
pet deposit.
Great. So far, we have $700. Now,
I'm not following why we have $700 at this point.
because she bought the remnant, and then she had the carpets cleaned.
We had the carpets cleaned before we left.
You should have done a walkthrough.
We tried
I have
to.
a receipt showing that we had the carpets cleaned.
I do too.
Carpets cleaned. They've done.
We
They
tried
didn't
to do
come
the
out.
walkthrough and no one would schedule.
Just a second. Is that right? That's not what you say in your answer. What you said, she's not getting $5,000 to remodel her house. Understand that. I haven't even gotten to the point with her why she waited a year.
Your Honor, she hired an attorney. I went back and forth with her attorney. We came into an agreement that I would have the keys under a rock and we would be done. The contract says, which I have here and highlighted, that she had 21 days in order to tell us if there was anything amiss with us in the home. After 21 days of her contract, she didn't tell us. We had pictures, emails, all this kind of stuff. Should we keep it over a year? It's been a year and a half later.
Your Honor.
Let me tell you what you signed, swore to in your answer.
Okay.
Sylvia hired an attorney
Yep.
and demanded a walkthrough, but refused to compromise on the time and date, so we couldn't make it. Do you want to see that?
No,
Just
that was the case. I agree.
Well, that's not
No.
what you just said to me.
Sorry.
Just a second.
Sure.
That's not what you just said to me. You couldn't compromise on a date, so we didn't make it. You should have made it.
She would not do a date after the 31st of January when we had fully moved out. I was like, until we're moved out, there's no reason to do a walkthrough yet. I had until the 31st to move out. So I was like, anywhere in February, let's do a walkthrough. And then her attorney and I came up with an agreement to leave the keys and be done without a walkthrough. So we're done.
I have proof that he refused to do it. It's right
May I
here,
see
Your
it?
Honor. And I was there the next day. He refused to be any time later.
Okay. Now, I've read the email from you. Now I would like to see the video and the photographs that you took that are date stamped January 31st. Shh, Joe, just a second.
Okay.
That's what you wrote to her. That's what you wrote to her. Don't come to the house January 31st. We will send them to you. We never want to see you again. We will not. That's what you wrote to her.
After
Want to see
after
the
dealing with her attorney,
want to
yes.
see. I would like to see the videos and the photographs that you took on January 31st.
We got rid of them after a year of holding on to them and not hearing from her. It's been over,
just a second.
over
Just a
a year.
second. Just a second.
So we deleted them.
Just a second. Fair enough.
She had 21 days on the contract.
Don't play with me, sir. Now you're going to tell me what took you a year, because he says, I held on to the video and the photographs for a year. Not that I believe him, but a year is a long time for you to give him notice, he and his wife, that there was substantial damage when you went into the house in February. They moved out January 31st. Now you're going to tell me what took you a year.
First of all, they disappeared. They didn't leave any forwarding address. They didn't want to hear or receive anything
They
from
didn't.
me.
Shh,
And
just a second. They didn't leave a forwarding address. Is that correct?
yes, ma'am,
With you?
with me.
Did you leave a forwarding address with her attorney? That's a very easy thing for me to find out. That's either a yes or a no.
I don't recall.
So that would be a no. Did you have proof of forwarding address where you were going to be? That's either a yes or a no.
It's a no, but she had email.
That's a no.
And we had the U.S. Post Office. You could put mail on it and it would get to us.
That's not true.
How's it not true?
That's
The U.S.
not-
government, just like that, where I just bought a house. Guess what? I changed the address.
Just a second.
And somebody
That's
mails me and it comes to my house.
Listen
It's
to me,
known.
sir. That's assuming that you left a forwarding address with the post office.
Shh.
All I want to know is, after you moved out, do you have any proof that you gave her a forwarding address? The answer is no.
No, you're right. You're correct.
So you didn't have a forwarding address.
No, Your Honor.
What efforts did you make to find them?
Well, may I address the length that happened, why it took me so long to get to this
the
point?
first thing that you said was, I didn't have their forwarding address. My question is, what efforts did you make to find them?
I hired a skip tracer.
Skip tracer.
A company that finds people. I had to pay for that.
What was the name of the company? Do you remember?
I have it in my phone.
Would you get it for me, please?
Sure.
You have the
I
same
have it
phone
here.
numbers and emails.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Her attorney had my email. Her attorney had my phone number. A skip tracer? Are you seriously? My phone number hasn't changed for 20 years.
He said not to address him from my lawyer or me.
We are hoping to have the carpets cleaned. I also do not ever want to see you again nor discuss any of this with you. So I will be taking a video accompanied with pictures of inside and outside of the premises on January 31st once we've completed the move out. I will not be addressing the below email here since this is not a factual discussion, let alone that it arguably is an attempt to blackmail.
She's referring to this
I
one.
hold to my previous emails. Going forward, I will not accept any emails from you. That's what you say to her.
Absolutely.
Just a second. That's what you say to her.
This is true.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Listen to me, sir. I read your email. You said in lieu of a walkthrough, I'm going to take videos and pictures.
Which we did.
That you said.
And I kept for over
don't
a
know.
year.
Just a second. I don't know that you did because I don't see them.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Sylvia Meek says former tenants Raymond and Miranda Rowland caused extensive damage to her rental home.
Now,
If she had a case, her attorney would go.
just a second. Don't tell me what I'm reading what you told her.
I understand.
You said to
She's an unenjoyable person to deal with.
Listen to
I had
me.
no problem. I didn't tell that to her attorney.
Listen, or not. He's not here as a witness to testify.
There's a
and you
reason for
can't. You cannot tell me that you had discussions with her attorney. All I know is I'm trying to find out from her why it took a year. She said that she hired a skip tracer.
Judge Judy, have you seen the contract that says 21 days? That she has 21 days. Have you seen that yet?
Listen to me, sir. I read your email. You didn't want to be contacted by her again, and you said, in lieu of a walkthrough, I'm going to take videos and pictures.
Yeah.
That's what you said.
Which we
That's what
did.
you said.
Which we did.
That you said.
And I kept for
I
over
don't
a
know.
year.
Just a second. I don't know that you did because I don't see them.
And she didn't contact us over 21 days. And a year and a half later,
Did you understand what I'm saying to you?
Correct. I do. Thank you.
The name of the company is We Serve Legal.
May I see it?
Yes. Premium Process. Sorry.
It's cute.
I'm going to say.
I have a business.
Well, you found them in 2019. I want to know when you hired them.
I
You
hired
found them
in March of this year, Your Honor, because if I could tell you what happened during 2018.
Go ahead.
First of all, it took me a while.
Just a second.
Sorry.
I don't want you to tell me that in the year you had personal problems.
I did.
Well,
Jury.
it's irrelevant
Okay.
as to the defendants. The fact that you had personal issues is irrelevant as to them.
Okay.
So the answer is there is no valid reason in court, because you did, in fact, had hired counsel. Now, you may have discharged that counsel because the case was over and they moved out January 31st, but you did have, at some point, a lawyer. So the question is, for me, you have a lease. Your lease provides that within 21 days of their moving out, you have to notify them that there is any problem with the premises. There was clearly a problem. There's no question that there were problems with the premises. And there was no question, actually, that the damages that they caused to the premises exceeded their $500 pet deposit because they had already used their security for the last month's rent. So you didn't have security.
Right.
All of that is true. But you had 21 days in which to notify them. Now, if you sent them a registered letter or a letter to their last known address, which was yours, either they had forwarding or not. You don't know that because you didn't send them a letter.
He said he would ignore everything that I sent, Your Honor.
If you read your lease...
I had it prepared.
The
lease doesn't say that, Your Honor.
The lease doesn't say you have to notify them within 21 days of their moving? May I see the lease, please? So you had to give him notice within 21 days to his last known address, which you did not do, or personally, and you didn't do it.
My lawyer mentioned that...
You can't tell me what your lawyer said to you. That's hearsay.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You and your wife don't look like two stupid people. And if the two of you were dumb enough to move into a house that you describe as being in total disrepair, I may have been wrong. Maybe you are stupid.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Sylvia Meek, is accusing her former tenants, Raymond and Miranda Rowland, of causing extensive damage to her rental home.
Okay, it's now a year later. Has your house been rented?
I'm sorry.
Has your
the
house been
house
rented?
was rented in May of 2018.
The house was rented in May of 2018.
It took that long for my contractor to finish all the repairs, Your Honor. 5 months that I missed rent because of the damages.
What I'm telling you is that were either personal issues or health issues.
Grave
That does not.
issues.
And I'm sympathetic with you because I think that they caused more damage to the house than their $500 pet deposit.
That's not true.
I believe that they did.
No, that's not true.
Oh, no, I absolutely believe that you caused more damage to the house than the $500 pet deposit. I believe.
To a house that was falling apart when we got there? Oh my gosh,
Just
really?
as-
The roof
I didn't.
leaked.
Listen to me.
The cook
Listen to me.
stove didn't
Listen to
work.
me
She handed me
carefully.
a lighter. Here, light it, because she's too cheap to replace it.
Do you understand that that it's like the name of this show is not the Judge Rollins show? The name of the show has my name
everybody
on it.
loves Raymond.
So that when I'm speaking, they cut off your mic.
Oh, man.
They cut off your mic.
That's smart.
You and your wife don't look like two stupid people.
We're not, no.
And you're pretty well dressed. You're wearing expensive sneakers. You're wearing nice-looking shoes. And if the two of you were dumb enough to move into a house that was in total disrepair... I'm speaking. If the two of you were dumb enough to move into a house that you describe as being in total disrepair, then you give a totally different impression of seeing the two of you. You two look like two reasonable, working citizens. I may have been wrong. Maybe you are stupid, because only stupid people live with their children and dogs in a dilapidated dog or dogs in a dilapidated piece of property. Only stupid people do that. So either you are smart-looking people who are really stupid but give the wrong impression, or your story is full of baloney.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Are you the victim of a scam? Go to judgejudy.com, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter.
Now, I think that you did more damage to the plaintiff's house than the $500 security deposit. Unfortunately, this is not a combination of Dr. Phil and a court. So I can't give her any judicial relief for the fact that she may have been incapacitated for a period of time during the course of the past year. Your lease is specific, and she is contractually obligated to make an attempt to give you notice within 21 days of your termination of the lease or your vacating the property of the specifics laid out, specifically what she is alleging. She failed. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
The guy said he wouldn't receive anything I sent.
If there was damage as she's alleged, she would have had her attorney contact me.
They said they were Christian. Christian people don't do that.
We are Christians, and the reason why this case is successful is because the truth came out.
Christian people don't destroy people's homes.
She didn't follow her own lease agreement.
They just got away with it.
There is no case, and there never was.
I know for a fact, though, I paid her.
Facts are right here. I can show you the facts.
Her pushy friend couldn't wait to repossess a car.
You didn't pay for periods of time, according to this.
I was late sometimes.
All the time. I'm just trying to help you.
Don't help me.
But you can only push so far.
Something wrong with you. I mean, are you trying to make the person who has to decide this case dislike you?
Judge Judy.
You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Scheindlin. This is Judge Judy.
Paula Casso is suing her former best friend, Nicole Martinez, for the return or value of personal belongings.
Order. All rise. This is case number 92 on the calendar in the matter of Casso versus Martinez.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated.
Ms. Casso, you and the defendant were good friends for many years. According to your complaint, in 2016, Ms. Martinez bought another car. She had a car on which there was a loan. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
You made an agreement with her in 2016, according to you, to take over payments on the car. You would pay for the car, pay for the insurance, and when the car was paid off, it would be yours.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that the agreement?
No, ma'am.
That's baloney.
I'm sorry, but it's not. I have text messages. I have everything. I can show you what I have.
Okay. So what you're telling me is from 2016 to 2019, the plaintiff paid on the car, and she was just using it. After she finished paying off the car, she was going to give the car back
Originally,
to you.
it was...
She was going to give the car back to you. I'm getting your position. She paid on the car, and your position is that your agreement with her was that she was going to pay on the car and pay for the insurance, but when the car was paid off, she was going to give it back to you.
She couldn't even pay the payment. She never made a payment. She never did it on time. She was constantly late.
That's not what I asked you.
And the car.
That's your position, that you let her borrow the car.
I felt bad for her. She's my best friend. I've done a million things for her. I can name them.
Miss Martinez, I just asked you a question. My question to you was, that's what you want me to believe, that she took the car.
No, ma'am, that's the truth.
That she took the car, she paid for the car, and at the end, when the car was paid off, she was going to give it back to you.
She didn't even make the payment. She was constantly behind. She was 3 months behind when I took it away.
Can I see
3
the
months
title?
behind.
Can I see the title to the car? Where's the title to the car?
The title is in my glove compartment. That it's in the car that she has.
Can I see the title to the car?
It's not in the glove compartment. It's not there. I don't know what she did with it. I don't know if she stole it. I don't know what she did with it. The title is my name. The car's paid off. The loan is in my name. I'm not sure what else I need to show you.
I have text
Just
messages.
a second. It's very, very easy. The car was not in your possession from 2016. What month, Miss Casso?
May?
May of 2016.
That's not true. September of 2016.
December. Shh. December of 2016.
September.
There's something wrong with you.
Probably.
I mean, are you trying to make the person who has to decide this case dislike you?
No, I would love for you to love me.
No, just a second. Is that what you're trying to do? You said to yourself, I'm going to make the jury who has to decide the facts in this case dislike me.
Your Honor.
Out. Out. Perfect. Was the car in your possession from December 2016 until March 23rd of 2019?
At times, yes, ma'am, it was.
Just a second. Tell me when that was. So far, I've May 2016 to March 2019. I would like you to tell me, I have a lot of papers there, in what period of time did you have physical possession of the car?
Multiple occasions.
No, that doesn't answer my question.
You want specific dates?
Yes, that's what I asked for. Specific dates when between December, she says May, say December of 2016 and March of 2019, you had possession of the car.
I don't have specific dates, Your Honor.
Okay. How much were the monthly payments?
$350 for the car and $100 for insurance.
Who were they made payable to?
I sent her the money.
How?
At first, it was deposit in her account or cash, and then as of October 10 is where I would send it through the Wells Fargo.
October of what year?
Oh, 2017.
May I see the proof of payments from October 2017?
Your Honor,
I didn't ask you a question. Well, what I see here, Miss Casso, is that you made payments, but they weren't always the $350 a month.
No, I was.
You didn't pay for periods of time, according to this, and then you would make up payments, or you'd pay $100.
Yes, ma'am. I was late sometimes, yes.
All the time.
And
I'm just trying to help you.
No, don't help me.
Okay.
Don't help me.
I won't help you anymore.
Don't help me.
Yes, ma'am,
I've been
I'm sorry.
doing this for 50 years. I don't need any help.
I'm sorry.
So it looks as if you were inconsistent with your payments.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, the total number of payments that you made equaled the total that you put down here, $5,545.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Right. So you had the car for 27 months,
Okay.
right?
Yeah. Right.
Well, that's $7,000. And according to you, giving you credit for everything that you have here, you paid $5,000.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, then you didn't pay what you were supposed to pay.
Could you repeat that?
You were supposed to pay $7,000, and you didn't.
From what date?
I'm giving you every benefit of the doubt. I'm saying it's from December.
You are.
You said it's from before that. Before that, it would be even more months.
Yes. depositing to her account.
No, that's not true.
I'm just going from these dates.
True at all.
From the date you said you started to pay her, by transferring it, you were supposed to pay her $7,000. You only paid her $5,000.
I don't know.
Well, I don't know either. And she took the car back.
Yes.
And you had the car for over 2 years, right? According to you, you had the car 2.5 years.
Yes.
And all you put into the car in the 2.5 years that you can prove is $5,500.
Yes, because I opened that account in May of 2017.
All I'm telling you is you drove a car.
That's
Consider
not
it
true
this
either.
way. You didn't make all the payments you were supposed to make, and she repossessed the car. So I want you to figure it this way. If you rented a car for 2.5 years, you would have paid more than $200 a month for a car.
I know for a fact, though, I paid her
You didn't-
everything that she needed.
No, but it's not true according to
Facts
this.
are right here. I can show you the facts. Sorry, I'm just trying to show you.
If it wasn't sent through there, then I gave it to her. I have text messages proving that
Then
she
I'd
said
like-
she would give me the
just a
title after I paid it off. We thought it was going to be paid off in May of 2018.
Again,
And so
not
she
true.
sent me that it was going to be like 5 more payments. And so then 5 more payments, that's when it was paid off. She said, give me $1,450 and I'll give you the title.
I'd like to see those text messages. It was in November of 2018. You transferred $1,450 to her. I'd
Yes.
like to see the text message to her. If she says, send me $1,450 and I'll send you the title, then that makes it easy.
Your Honor, can I show you what I have that I actually paid?
No, not your turn yet. I'll tell you when it's your turn.
Yes, ma'am.
I think it's in the papers
no.
I gave you.
Oh, well, you gave me more than I asked for.
Okay, so maybe they're in the back.
Would you show this to the defendant, please? Her payment to you of $1,450 is reflected here 2 days later.
I agree.
Okay, and you told her you would give her the title to the
Right,
car.
I agree, but this does not say $1,450. This is just saying when you pay me in full. She hasn't paid for the vehicle.
No.
I'm paying $360 a month, and I can tell you where I'm
Listen.
paying $360 a month. She's paying what she assumes is full for her. So maybe it is in full for what she assumes she's doing. We never had an actual conversation. This is just
I
saying...
want you to read both pages of that text. You say to her, you owe me $1,450. You owed me $1,750. You paid $200 and then another $200. You owe me $1,450, and then you can have the title. That was November 15th.
This page in the back does not say that.
Yes, it does.
It says $1,750.
Read on.
I just did.
No, just read on. Read where it says you owed me $1,750. You paid $200. You go through the numbers. Now you owe me $1,450.
Right, what she was behind in payments on, not in total in paying the car off full. The car, I paid $1,500 down. So I'm going to give her a free car. I'm going to let her pay the 1.5 years that I paid on it, and she's going to get a free car. She didn't pay me numerous times.
Just a second.
I'm paying $360 a month, and she's paying me $350. There's never a payment in full. That's what she owed me from behind, not paying me in full.
Can I have that, please? I want to see any payment that you made on the car after November of 2000. Listen to what I'm doing. No, you don't show me what I didn't ask for. You let me finish my statement. I want you to show me any payments that you made on the car after December of 2018. I just want you to show me any payment that you made on the car on or after December of 2018 after she sent you the $1,450. Just show me. Do you have any proof of payments of any payments?
Of course not, because it was paid off.
Do you have any proof of payments that you made on the car? Judgment for the plaintiff. We're done.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I am happy with the results, but I do wish I got my car back.
It's my car, my title, my car. It's very simple facts.
I guess it was just an altercation.
A physical altercation, Judge. You didn't even hear anything about it.
Actually, she assaulted me first. I just defended myself.
Literally, altercation. There's everything. It's all here. And yeah, that's great.
Just an argument? I don't know.
Because she's a drunk idiot. Drunk idiot.
I have no idea. I guess she was never really a friend.
I don't know, but I'm glad that she's not my friend anymore. Very glad.
And now, the next case.
All parties in the matter of King versus Willoughby. Step forward.
Nicole King is suing 25-year-old Rebecca Willoughby for the return of money she paid for a Toyota Solara.
Miss Willoughby, how old are you?
I'm 25.
Who do you live with?
Myself and my daughter.
How old is your daughter?
2 years old, Your Honor.
When was she 2?
May 4th.
Did you ever live with her father?
Yes.
In what month and year?
2015.
Until when?
2017.
What month in 2017?
December.
What happened?
We separated.
Did you move or did he?
He did.
Where were you living in December of 2017? The address?
Tehachapi, California.
Address?
Campo Court, apartment A.
How long had you lived there?
About a year.
Where are you currently living?
The same. I worked at Arco gas station, and at the end of 2017, I was working at Albertsons.
Where are you working now?
Same place, Albertsons.
Since 2017?
I'm sorry, 2018.
I ask those questions because they become relevant to your case.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You received all of these money orders?
Yes.
And did you total all the money orders, Miss Willoughby?
No, I did not.
Why not? I mean, why wouldn't you total all the money orders? I would make you a pretty stupid person. And you explain to me why you did not give her what she bargained for.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Nicole King says Rebecca Willoughby owes for the return of money she paid for a car, but never received.
According to your case, Miss King, you and the defendant made an arrangement to purchase her car. You made an arrangement to purchase her car over a period of time. You gave her a deposit, and according to you, the arrangement was that you would pay the balance. I think the agreed upon price was something like $3,500, and you would pay the car, and then you would get the car.
Correct.
And according to you, you made most of those payments, all except for one.
Yes, Your Honor.
And the arrangement was that you were supposed to meet at a mechanic, check over the car, to have it smogged and everything, and then
Yes, Your
give her
Honor.
the final payment, whatever that was. Can I see proof of the payments?
Absolutely.
And you received all of these money orders?
Yes.
And did you total all the money orders, Miss Willoughby?
No, I did not.
Why not? I mean, why wouldn't you total all the money orders? I would make you a pretty stupid person.
I would have totaled them at the time, but to my knowledge right now, I don't remember.
Well, if you don't remember, then I'm going to rely on her memory and the receipts. How much in total did you pay her?
I paid her $3,451.
That was in 2017.
Yes, Your Honor.
Then you said you couldn't find her.
I couldn't.
Well, she's been living at the same address.
She has. However, I had hired a process server to find her. Nobody could find her.
For all intents and purposes, Miss Willoughby, the car was paid for. For all intents and pay attention to what I'm saying. For all intents and purposes, the car was paid for. I want to know, were you having a difficult financial time? Because she never got the car. You kept her almost $3,500, which was the purchase price of the car. And I want you to explain to me so that I'm going to understand it. Why? And if you tell me the truth, we won't have a problem. If you say a boyfriend left, you want to explain to me why this person, who is a stranger to you, paid you the money, kept her end of the bargain with the exception of $50. And you explain to me why you did not give her what she bargained for. Go!
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Don't tell me what I'm not going to believe. You see, she doesn't look like a nut and say, well, I paid $3,450. I'm not going to give her the other $50 and she's not going to give me the car. You want to tell me what happened with her money and the boyfriend and your need for cash.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Nicole King says Rebecca Willoughby owes for the return of money she paid for a car, but never received.
You explain to me why you did not give her what she bargained for. Go!
The last payment made was August 2017 for $300. She was supposed to pay the last payment and never did. She refused to pay me. Yes, I was going to...
Just a second. Let's go.
Ready for me? Okay.
I'm waiting for you.
No problem.
So far, we don't have an answer.
The last payment was made August.
I heard you.
She never paid me.
I heard you.
There was still an amount due.
I heard you. $50. Go. She's paid you $34.50. Go.
I wasn't going to give her the car if she didn't pay me the remainder.
Well, then what? Where
the
you
last
said?
Payment?
Show me. No. Show me where you said to her, if you're not going to give me the last payment, because, you know, there are certain things that are logical. Do you understand?
Yes.
Logical is when you've paid practically every penny for a car that you agree to, you don't not get the car because of a $50 bill.
Of course.
You don't not get the car because of that, unless something's happened to the car in the interim. Unless all the time she was giving you this money, for the car. Something happened to it. You spent it. The boyfriend took it. Something happened to it. I want you to tell me, don't tell me what I'm not going to believe. You see, she doesn't look like a nut and say, well, I paid $3,450. I'm not going to give her the other $50 and she's not going to give me the car. That doesn't make sense. And if something doesn't make sense, Miss Willoughby, it's not true. You want to tell me what happened with her money and the boyfriend and your need for cash.
Exactly how much do those money orders add up to?
$34.50.
Do they?
Yes.
Because the last payment on the car was $300.
$34.50. And you didn't keep track. Let's go. You took the money as she gave it to you, and you and the boyfriend spent it. That's what happened over whatever period of time. 2 months, 3 months. Now you spent it. And then you had no car if you gave her the car. You want to continue.
Repossessed January 2018.
All right. There you go.
But it was one payment left on it for $300.
When you sold her the car and it had clearly a lien on it, or you took out a title loan on it.
And she knew it had a lien on it.
Don't tell me what was in her head, okay?
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Are you the victim of a scam? Go to judgejudy.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
You sold her what kind of car?
A 2004 Toyota Solara.
And how much was the lien that was on it?
I don't recall at the time.
Just a second. Where did you think you were coming today? To the circus?
Definitely not.
Where did you think? You're not at a circus. So if you were hard up for cash and you had a bum for a boyfriend, that's not her fault.
No, it's not.
No. And that's the bottom line. You were hard up for cash and you had a bum for a boyfriend.
But that's also not my fault that she didn't pay the rest of the money.
I find that she fulfilled her end of the contract, and
I don't care if it's $50.
And you prevented her from getting her property.
No, she didn't pay the rest of the money. I'm not going to give her a car that she didn't pay for.
Okay. When the car was repossessed, how much money was left owed on it, and who was the lender?
One payment and me.
Who were the obligor? Who was the lender? What bank? What financial institution?
Easy Auto Shop.
And when had you purchased the car?
2016.
What month in 2016?
I don't recall, Your Honor.
You don't recall a lot. Okay. You were hard up for cash and you had a bum for a boyfriend. I don't know whether you're a bum too, but so far you owe her $3,441. We're done. Thank you.
Charges are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
I told her the car wasn't paid off completely, so the amount that she gave me goes directly to the car.
I was not aware that she had a lien on the vehicle.
And as soon as it's paid off, she gets the car.
She was using the car for her disposal. She signed a contract.
Because in the agreement, it wasn't said that the car couldn't be driven.
She voided the contract. I feel like I won.
Because I didn't receive the full amount, so she didn't receive the car, and that's final.
You know, I don't really even want the vehicle. I just want the amount.